I can already see the hate comments going crazy after I say this statement right here, but I think we really need to start to have this conversation, so just hear me out when I say this. Cody Rhodes right now is the best wrestler in the world, and I think he honestly, I'm not going to say it's unanimously, but he really belongs in that conversation. Now, when I say the best wrestler, I'm not just talking about from an in-ring perspective. It takes more than that for me just to rank somebody as the best wrestler in the world. We're talking about the total package. Cody Rhodes right now has the perfect presentation with the total package. And I get and I understand you have other great superstars out there like Will Ospreay, like Gunther, Roman Reigns is still out there. You got Randy Orton still out there. Like, Seth Rollins is still there. Like, Swerve Strickland. I get that you have a lot of great other superstars out there right now. But just strictly right now in 2024, Cody Rhodes to me is just the best in the world. He eclipses everybody. There's definitely other wrestlers that are better in-ring wise than Cody, no doubt. He's not the best pure bell-to-bell in-ring wrestler, but when it comes to presentation, he still can have good matches. He's not terrible in the ring. He can cut promos. He's been a part of good stories all year, even big moments that will, forever live the test of time. Not even just this year in general, but throughout history. All year long, he's been consistent with putting on good matches and being a part of just good stuff overall in wrestling. In the beginning of the year, he wins the Royal Rumble back-to-back years. First person to win back-to-back Royal Rumbles in 26 years. Then goes on to WrestleMania 40 in Philly to end maybe the greatest championship reign that we've ever seen in WWE history, defeating Roman Reigns. And then after that, he's been having good championship defenses all year. Now, some people may not like the storylines he's been involved in, but his stories, to me, you ask me, they're not bad. He's been involved in good stories with and without the Bloodline stuff. He's had good matches with AJ Styles, 2 of them. He had a good match with Logan Paul in Saudi Arabia. He had a good match with Kevin Owens in Germany. He even gave probably Solo Sikoa maybe his best match in the Steel Cage match on SmackDown, you could arguably say, on the main roster. And even the times he hasn't even defended the championship, the tag team match with Roman Reigns, that was good. The tag team match at Money in the Bank, that was pretty solid as well. Like, Cody Rhodes has been involved in consistent stuff all year, and his presentation has just been very strong, where to me, I feel like, you gotta rank him in the higher echelon. Not to mention, he also had a good match with Gunther and beat Gunther as well. He beat Roman Reigns and Gunther in the same calendar year. 2 guys who don't lose much at all. I know some people, mainly Cody haters, like to use the excuse, well, he can't do anything without the Bloodline and stuff, and that's just major cap. Like, if you really look at it, if we're being honest with ourselves, Cody Rhodes' best championship defenses all year have been the ones that he wasn't fighting against the Bloodline. Kevin Owens, AJ Styles, Logan Paul, all those matches were better than the matches he had with Solo, excluding the Roman Reigns one, but Cody was the challenger. He wasn't the champion yet, during that match in that time frame. And not to mention, if we're also being honest with ourselves, just in 2024, because I know people like to twist narratives on the internet and like to spin words and everything, so I want you to hear me clearly. Just in 2024, the best stuff the Bloodline has done all year has been the stuff that Cody Rhodes has been involved in. And the Bloodline stuff has been damn near cinema for the last 4 years, with or without Cody Rhodes. But we're talking about just this year in 2024. The best stuff the Bloodline has been involved in all year has been the stuff Cody was involved in the storyline. Not to mention his popularity is through the roof, bro. Cody Rhodes is so popular in wrestling right now, bro. He literally got chosen by the fans to go finish a story that he had been telling for the last 2 years over The Rock coming back to create the biggest match of all time probably in WrestleMania history against Roman Reigns. A dream match that we all have been waiting for years. Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, is not only one of the most popular and biggest stars in wrestling history, he's one of the biggest stars in the freaking world. We're talking universally on the planet that we live on right now. He is universally one of the biggest stars in the world. Can't go anywhere without paparazzi, entourage, or people trying to come up to him for autographs, pictures and stuff. He's one of the most recognizable people in the world. And they picked Cody Rhodes to go finish a story at WrestleMania over that guy going to face Roman Reigns in maybe the biggest dream match that we've been waiting for since The Rock versus John Cena. Cody Rhodes is so popular in wrestling, he's the first wrestler to crack the Fanatic list to be top 5 in merch sales for them, which is a sports brand that isn't owned by WWE. You know, other athletes who are high sellers for that brand, we're talking guys like, Ronaldo, guys like LeBron James, recognizable athletes all across the world are also in that conversation selling merch for that brand, and Cody Rhodes' name is now in that same conversation. Now, I get there may not be certain people who appeal to Cody Rhodes' gimmick and everything. I mean, we all have our own favorites, right? So not everybody's going to like every single professional wrestler that everybody likes. That's just impossible. We all have our own favorites and who we appeal to and who we support, and I get that. There's a difference, though, between not liking somebody but respecting their craft and just being an absolute hater. And there's a lot of people sipping on that Cody haterade and don't want to give him any credit that he absolutely, needs and deserves the credit for it, because they just refuse to accept that anything he does is good. But then, of course, if you're not a hater, you're a glazer. So, of course, there's people going to see this video and say, oh, stop glazing Cody. He's not the best in the world and everything. It goes, both ways. If you're not supporting somebody, then you're a hater. Then if you support them too much, or you're just a supporter in general, then you're a glazer. It goes both ways. You can't win. You know what I'm saying? You can't win in the world that we live in. But I got to keep it real. I see it, how I call it. I wasn't always the big Cody Rhodes fan. Going back before he left WWE in 2015, 2016, around that time frame, I wasn't the biggest Cody Rhodes guy. Like, I didn't really see much in him as a main event guy, especially when Stardust came around. Like, that was the kiss of death for his career. I thought he was cooked after that. I really didn't start becoming a Cody Rhodes fan and realizing he was a lot better than WWE was presenting him as once he left and went to the Indies. Saw him in Ring of Honor, saw him do stuff in New Japan, Impact, and then, of course, when AEW came around, I'm like, bro, Cody Rhodes is a lot better than he was ever presented in WWE. Like, he could really have been, a top guy for them if, he had the right booking behind him and it was structured in a different way. Now, I could have never guessed that his popularity and fame would have rose to where it's at right now. I could have never guessed that WWE was going to push him as hard as they've been pushing him the last 2 years he's been back in WWE. But once I saw him leave WWE and I've watched his growth go from Stardust into the American Nightmare, I always knew Cody Rhodes had the potential to be, a top guy if he just had the right support around him. And now he's more than that. Like, right now, he's the face of the WWE, if we're being honest. Some people will still try to say Roman Reigns is the face of the WWE, which, hey, we acknowledge the OTC still. That's not a crazy statement to say. If you still want to say Roman Reigns is the QB number one, he's still the biggest star in the company, which makes him the top guy, I can't dispute that argument. But if you ask me right now, Cody Rhodes is the legit face of the WWE, which is crazy to say because 10 years ago, nobody would have ever said that and predicted that. And to touch on the popularity even more, Cody Rhodes may be opening doors for the typical white meat baby faces to come back and may be universally loved more than hated. He's doing something that Roman Reigns couldn't do or John Cena couldn't do. And that's not me saying that Cody Rhodes is better than those two, but when those guys were pushed at the top as the type of babyface that Cody Rhodes is right now, those guys got, very mixed reactions, sometimes even very hostile environments where they got booed out of stadiums, maybe even arenas, all across the world, man. And that hasn't happened for Cody Rhodes, despite the push that he's got. Like, he's been pushed very, very hard the last 2 years. The last 2 years, he beat Seth Rollins at 3 straight pay-per-views. He even did it inside a Hell in a Cell with a legit injury, a torn pec. He had a torn pec, legit, and still won that match. And then when he came back, his first match back, he won the 2023 Men's Royal Rumble. And then he goes on to main event WrestleMania against Roman Reigns. And then they built him up for an entire year after losing in that match. Had a tag team championship reign with Jey Uso, which was, not long, but that's also added to his resume. He wins another Royal Rumble. First person, like I said before, to win back-to-back Royal Rumbles in 26 years. Goes to 2 back-to-back nights of WrestleMania in the main event. Him and Roman Reigns are the first superstars to do that. He ended the legendary reign of Roman Reigns as champion. Then he's been pushed really hard as champion the entire year. And then he also beat Gunther at Crown Jewel to become the first Crown Jewel champion, which most people aren't going to give credit for, myself included, because most of us don't care about that championship overall. But it's the fact he beat Gunther clean. Gunther is a guy who's been presented very strongly, through WWE the last couple years as well. The same with Roman Reigns. He may not have the same star power as those guys, but Gunther's presentation has been elite. And Cody Rhodes beat both Roman Reigns and Gunther in the same calendar year. And that might not even be his craziest stat. Cody Rhodes in the last 2 years on television has lost 5 matches, a total of 5 matches. You can count on one hand how many matches Cody Rhodes has lost in the last 2 years. He lost a match to Brock Lesnar. He lost a match to Drew McIntyre on Monday Night Raw. He lost a match to Solo Sikoa. He lost a match to Roman Reigns. And then he also got pinned by The Rock at WrestleMania. Those are the only people that have beaten Cody Rhodes or have pinned him in the last 2 years. Almost going on 3. And despite all of that being pushed to the elite level that he's been pushed at, oh my gosh, the fans haven't even turned on him, bro. Like, most of the fans haven't turned on him. Obviously, Cody's still gonna have people who don't like him, but he's more universally loved than he is hated. I haven't heard the "Let's Go Cody, Cody sucks" chants yet. They don't exist because it hasn't happened yet, despite the push that he's been getting before he was champion and after he's been champion. And in my humble opinion, I think that speaks volumes about how Cody Rhodes has a really special connection with the audience right now, man. Cody Rhodes, to me right now, is checking off more boxes than anyone right now in WWE, AEW, New Japan, just anybody in wrestling. With his presentation, his popularity, his matches that he's been having, with the match quality, the stories and moments he's been a part of, like, Cody Rhodes is that dude right now. It's undeniable. Some people still may try to deny it because they don't want to accept it, but facts be facts. That may be a little bit of a hot take for some people. I get it. I mean, you look at different criteria. I guess different people break down how they view certain things, especially when you're talking about the best wrestler in the world. But I'm not talking about bell to bell in ring wise. If I was just talking about that, Cody Rhodes wouldn't be number one. But I'm talking about the total package. And Cody Rhodes literally has the total package right now. He has everything. He's checking off every single box right now, and I think it's undeniable at this point. Cody Rhodes has really arrived and got to that level that he's been, dreaming about probably since, he got into the business. He's literally the QB number one right now. Cody Rhodes, I gotta give him his respect, man. Salute to him. He's doing the damn thing, bro. I gotta give respect where respect is due because he's earned it and he deserves it. Hey, but we're all entitled to our opinions, and I'm sure some people are going to think it's a wild statement that I said Cody was the best in the world, and if you strongly disagree, let me know in the comment section below who you think the best wrestler in the world is. If you strongly agree with what I said, let me know what makes Cody Rhodes the best in the world in your opinion, man. Let me know in the comment section. I'm curious to see everybody's opinions. I want to welcome everybody's opinions here on this channel, so please let me know how you guys feel, whether you agree or disagree, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe, like, share, comment below, turn on the notifications to be updated with all pro wrestling content right here on this channel. And if you want to see more videos that I've created wrestling related for more opinions or anything, you can check out the video right here.